Hey there, let's talk today about how to take it one day at a time to supersize your business. Supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and our idiom, our expression for today is take it one day at a time. Now, I looked and looked for the actual origin of this particular idiom and couldn't really ascertain where it's from. Of course, you may have heard it associated with the Alcoholics Anonymous, not their slogan and not in their book, but really one of the 12 steps. But the whole philosophy is to live life one day at a time. Each person has 24 hours in any given day, whether they're an alcoholic or not. And for Alcoholics Anonymous, each person in the organization has an opportunity to be sober 24 hours in each day, taking it one day at a time. Well, we can all live our lives one day at a time, take things 24 hours a day. And what that means is that we take each day's problems or challenges or opportunities or whatever shows up on any given day, and we deal with that in the present moment, currently, instead of worrying about the future, worrying about the past, dragging things from the past into the future, or fretting about what might happen. Since none of us are guaranteed anything in life, we really don't know what's going to happen. We don't even know if we're going to have it tomorrow. What is the point in worrying about things that haven't happened yet? And often, things that never happen and are never going to happen. It means to deal with a situation, and usually an unpleasant or difficult or challenging situation is what we refer to when we're dealing with something one day at a time. I think of loss of anyone that we love or care about, loss of a business, loss of a loved one, loss of assets, loss of health, wealth, relationships, anything that we see as a loss. We can deal with it one day at a time and work ourselves through the challenge as the things arise, or we can, blow it into huge, without worrying about the eventual outcome. Are we going to survive? Are we going to live? Are we going to be better off after this thing? Now, I say we live with a philosophy guaranteeing that we'll always be better off, because we choose to know that no matter what happens to us, we're going to get through it. The other people that may have said this or originated this are both Abraham Lincoln and, of course, all the way back to Aristotle. Now, I got to believe taking things one day at a time has been advice that's been given probably since the beginning of time, but since nobody is directly attributed with it, it's hard to know. Even with the amazing internet of today, we can't always get the information, at least not easily, that we need. But I did find an interesting bit. There were several articles on how to live life one day at a time, how to take things one day at a time. I found a list of 15 ways to take things one day at a time, or how to live your life one day at a time. Now, I'm not going to pretend I agree with all of these, but I do want to share the list because I think the list in and of itself has value in reminding us that this too shall pass. Nothing is permanent. Think COVID-19. We thought it was going to pass in a week or two. Then it was going to be a month. Then it was going to be 3 months. Then, all these other things happened. And lo and behold, we're going to continue to find out things about the pandemic and the way it was handled. And people will case study it and evaluate the impact of it probably for decades to come. And really, none of that matters, because each one of us has to take and live our lives, do what's best for us and our businesses one day at a time. Well, what are some of the ways that we can do that? I'm going to grab this list, take a drink of coffee from my adorable puppy dog mug, one of my favorites, and let's take a look at this list of 15 ways to live one day at a time. Number 1, pay attention to your immediate concerns. Pay attention to what's going on right now in your life. Don't worry about what might happen tomorrow or what might not happen tomorrow. Focus on the present moments. Focus on today. Number 2, write out all your feelings. Make sure that you're feeling your feelings and letting them flow. Don't get stuck in them. So often we experience something and we get mad or we get angry or we get frustrated, and instead of just feeling that feeling and then letting it roll and moving on, we will let that feeling fester. We won't feel it. We'll just try to stuff it down with food or coffee or drinks or whatever works for us, and then we won't deal with it. By not dealing with our feelings, guess what? They're going to keep resurfacing. Number 4, make a list of things that aren't worth worrying about. Just had this one today in our annual challenge. It was about bad weather. Do you have any control over the weather? No, neither do I. I like to wish I have a a weather machine, and my granddaughter always wishes for us to have a weather machine so we can always have pretty days when we're hanging out together. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's stormy outside. The weather is on my list of things I can do absolutely nothing about. Therefore, no matter what's going on with the weather, I don't let it bother me. If it's raining, I grab an umbrella. If it's sunny, I'll put on sunscreen. Whatever the weather, it doesn't matter. I just adjust my behavior accordingly. And I don't let it bother me because it's outside of my control. Number 5, allow yourself to cry. I'm not going to comment on that one. Number 6, block out what ifs. So instead of asking yourself a gazillion what if scenarios, I used to have a boss that had us do this, it drove me nuts. Don't pay attention to all the what ifs, because chances are those what ifs aren't going to come. You know, in some situations we have to consider possible scenarios and risk and assessment and all that, but not when we're living one day at a time. Number 7, outline and post daily goals for yourself. Now, I don't know what they mean by post daily goals for yourself because I didn't read the whole article, but I actually do this, and actually in my book, you can see in this book, this planner, I have my annual goals, and I break all of them down to daily objectives, daily things that I'm going to do, and so that I make sure that my overall big goals are accomplished by doing a little thing every single day. One of the secrets to a lot of people's success is to do something every single day that moves you toward what you want. And if you break your goals down into little bitty pieces, it becomes really easy and almost automatic. Number 8, control your eating habits, exercise routine, and hobbies. Number 9, find something that gives you energy. So whatever that might be. My daughter and son-in-law, it's energy drinks. It's Red Bull. Myself, it's a vitamin routine and regimen of nutritional things that make me feel better. They supplement what I eat, and they give me more energy. Number 10, view the present as a gift. Hello, every day above ground is a gift. Some of us know that for sure. Number 11, don't expect too much of yourself. That might be one that I would agree with. I would argue with that one. Don't expect too much from yourself. I tend to believe you get what you expect, so you want to expect that you are continually improving and you can create, and anything is possible for you. Number 12, have a moment-by-moment mindset. Number 13, spend time with loved ones. Who would argue with that? Number 14, wake up in the morning and get to bed at night. And you can define that as you see fit, but I know people that sleep through the entire morning and they don't get up to the afternoon. Now, if you have a lifestyle or a job that's a beneficial time schedule, then that works for you. But if it doesn't work for you, get up in the morning. When's the last time you saw the sunrise? When's the last time you saw the sunset? Sunset's usually easier for most people to catch than the sunrise. But when is the last time you saw a sunrise? Have you ever seen a sunrise? Some of us are morning people, so that's a no-brainer. And then number 15, keep the faith. Whatever faith is to you, keep believing in yourself and your ability to have things work out, to grow your business, to create what it is that you want in this world, no matter what is going on around you. Love to know your experience living things taking things one day at a time, or living one day at a time, how that's impacted your business, if you do that, or if you're all about the long range plan and always going toward the long range plan, and living toward the future, for the future. We all have to have a vision, but we have to balance that with how are we actually taking action to ensure that that vision becomes reality for us and the people that we serve with our businesses. Share in the comments below your experience with taking things one day at a time. I've had lots of practice taking things one day at a time. You know, divorce, had to take that one day at a time. Health challenges, have had to take those one day at a time. Accidents, you know, obviously divorce is a relationship issue. Financial challenges. I don't know any successful business person that has not at some time in their life had financial challenges, business challenges. To me, being a business owner is automatically means I'm going to have different challenges, different things that I need to deal with every single day. And I love that. Anyway, that's our idiom. That's our expression for today. Go out, make it an absolutely awesome day. And I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how can you use it to supersize and grow and create the business you want to right now? Take care.